identified by United Nations, basically for the global peace, security and cooperation. Now, what do we talk here is the UN Sustainable Development Goals. This was adopted in 2015 September, came to effect by 2016 January, and it was basically a call to end poverty, fight inequality, and address the climate change issues. Climate change issues, everybody knows what is climate change. Global warming is one of those dangerous symbols. As we talk, we have some 9 volcanoes which have erupted. And one of the volcanoes, ash, is crossing Delhi today towards northeast. So that powerful is nature's disturbance and turbulence. You know, you all have to be very careful about it, because these are all happening because a lot of things. You have your sea water content going up by 5 meters every year. Why is it? Because there is large scale dissolving of ice in the Arctic and Antarctic. So now we are talking about United Nations, right? United Nations coming and fixing all these 17 goals and stuff like that. But then when you see our history, we have a lot of movements in India itself which upheld all these environmental and ecological aspects. Anybody from Rajasthan here? Okay, you're from Rajasthan, so you would understand the Bishnoi movement. Okay, now this thing happened somewhere in 1730. You should be knowing better what is a Kejri tree. Kejri tree is a tree which is held very reverentially by the Bishnoi community. So 1730, when Maharaja of Jodhpur wanted to cut these trees for erecting a palace, this great lady, Amrita Devi Bishnoi, and a group of villagers hugged the trees and said that no cutting of the trees would be permitted till you finish us. We lost about 263 villagers in the process. But then, gradually what happened, there came an order that Kejri teas, which are very, very sanct to the Bishnoi community, should not be felled by the government, right, by the Maharaja. So that was the initial movement which was running towards your ecological and environmental protection. Inspired by that came the Chipko movement, which happened in 1970 in Uttarakhand, started by Sundarlal Bahuguna. The same thing happened there. When your lumberjacks or the people who axe wood for commercial purpose came into the forest, the villagers went and Chipko means you just get attached to the tree. They hugged the trees and said that a tree would be cut at the cost of my life. So now when you're talking about United Nations setting up all these goals in 2015 and implementing in 2016, we Indians had started it quite some time back, 300 years ago to be precise. So what happens is this is basically gone and installed in hotels, pubs, bars, restaurants. What do you do about waste bottles? Suppose if you want to, what happens to bottles in your house? You will have to go and give it to a kabadi wala. But you will have to carry it. This bag, now for the film's sake, I have shortened the film, but 40 bottles were crushed. So this powder is sent back to a bottle industry where they can redesign bottles. So I don't have a bottle takes 5,000 years to recycle if I put it in water, and it will block all your water outlets. So this bag, this is only one bottle which I showed. So this is a collection for start. I open it, that is the collection bag. 40 bottles have been crushed to get this. So imagine 40 bottles if you have to travel to a kabadi wala, how much of time you would have taken. This goes back to an industry. And then what happens, they can make bottles out of it. Or I can use it for decorating. I can use it as an aquarium. This is as fine as beach sand.
Now these machines are in 3 hours more.
Yeah. This is our factory wherever you saw it. We manufacture these machines. Schnell and the biogas are already started installed. Some known people have taken, some bar owners and pub owners have taken the bottle. We are improvising the design because you see a lot of sound now. Earlier what happens is when you crush your bottle from here, there used to be a spray bag. So we had to keep these filters. So that what happens is when there is a spray bag, it should not. Earlier the people used to put these protective gear on the face. It will be covering like that because it is glass pieces. Now you don't have to do because that is arresting the reverse flow of glass. So these are the three products. One is compost, whichever I showed you, that is used for the plants. Second is gas. We have not started harnessing in containers. It is directly going into their kitchens. So we implemented a biogas unit in Lemon Tree Hotels, which is near Santa Cruz Airport.